Hey guys, I hope you're doing good. So basically this video is about 10 important points that has to be considered when you're going on a road trip, especially to Ladakh. This is actually many questions, like 10 questions. There are many questions that people ask me, but there's other 10 questions, very important. And this is a very common question that everyone has in their mind. And when they wanted to know some clarity and get some answers for it, no, they're not getting it. So it's not, they're getting it, but not in a very clear way. So I'm here to give you this things, because I've come up with the 10 questions which is very important for the road trip, and these are specially asked for people. They're asked by people only. So this is not something which I'm putting out of my own idea or suggestion. So the whole idea is to explain what is needed. So the first ever question on planning on a Himalayan road trip to Ladakh is own bike or a rental motorcycle. I would say own bike, always. You take a own bike, you have all the benefits you can ask for. In fact, you can ride a lot. You can explore more if you have the time. Let's say if you're from the south, who I am from the south, if you're bringing it from the south up to the north to Delhi or some place like that, you can get the chance to ride from Delhi to Manali or Srinagar, and you have so many beautiful places in between where you can experiment. For example, you have Chandigarh, Amritsar, Patnita, Manainita. There's a big route. You can do a lot of things. You can take Patnita up and Kishtwar route, going up with Sach Pass, reaching the Manali route. There's so many things. There's so many possibilities when you're on your own motorcycle. But on the other hand, if you're going for a rental motorcycle, this is for the people who is planning for a very quick ride. They have the money. They don't have anything else. They don't mind about anything else. They just wanted to go up there and do this trip, point A to point B and point B to point A. Done. We are done. I'm going back home and that's it. I'm not going to come back to this place again. For that kind of people, this is okay. This is good. On the other hand, you're taking your own bike and your rental bike. This is going to be very similar cost-wise, because on a rental bike you will be paying around 40,000 on the whole. If you have to take a package, or if you don't take a package, even if you don't take a package, at least if you're taking your bike for 10 days or 15 days alone, you have to pay a deposit. And then you have to take a bike, and it depends upon the bike. The cost of the bike, that means the models, differs from model to model. A 350, 500 and Himalayan. These are the basic 3 priority bikes in Himalayas on rent. So these bikes have their own rent, and these rents are fixed on the union. So you cannot negotiate. There's not much negotiation can be done. So apart from that, they would always suggest you to take a package which will include that and this, blah blah blah, fuel, support, mechanic, that and this, everything, which will be actually very good if you think on the whole for such a quick trip. And if you want to be on that kind of a situation where you wanted a quick trip with rental bikes, point A to point B, point B to point A and done, that kind of time, that kind of situation you might have, it is good to have package to tour, because they have the backup, they have the assistance, they have everything. So you will keep moving forward no matter what happens. And apart from that, the own bike, on the other hand, it's like it's your responsibility. You have your own time. You can stop wherever you want. You can take your pictures. You don't have to worry about being lost in the crowd, or you don't have to be worried about being towed back, like dragged on the back or dragged on the front. You have to be slow compared to the solo riding. If you're riding with 2-3 people or maximum 5 people, which that's a different story. But if that's not the story, then it's going to be according to the companies, whatever the company you're tying up with, they're going to make the whole situation. So you might increase your speed time, it might use your time or reduce your time. It might be anyways. So apart from that, we will move to the second question. I think the first question is almost answered. If something is missed, please send me a message. I will answer your question. Own bike. If it is own bike, what is to be done? Well, own bike from north is not a problem. You can actually ride up to the mountains. But if you are coming down from south, then you can have two options. Either you take it by train to Delhi or Chandigarh, and then the other option is pack it by truck, and then you take a train to Delhi or Chandigarh, or you can fly straight to the place and get your bike out. If you're loading it on the train, make sure it has to be a point A to point B station train. Let's say, for example, Chennai, you're booking in Chennai and you have to go to Delhi. So book a train which starts from Chennai and ends in Delhi. I'm suggesting this because if these people from Chennai loads it, and the railways department works very strange. So the train which goes to Delhi might, if it is not Delhi, it doesn't stop at Delhi. Then if it has to pass, if those guys in Delhi misses to unload your bike, you don't have an idea where the bike goes, where it gets unloaded, because the other station or the end station where they will be unloading your bike, they won't even care to load it back. The railways will not have any idea of where your bike will be because they cannot track. It's a very difficult situation. In that case, you have to be there to make sure that you unload that bike, or you have to take a truck. A truck is one of the best options in safety wise, because many people say truck has a very tough situation where it will damage the bike and blah blah blah. Trust me, any public transport, which is a train or a truck, will have slight damages in 50% conditions, because it's not intentionally done. Sometimes it happens. So you have to make sure that the packing is very good. They make a very good packing. You have to take care of your bike. Like, ask the guys who pack the bike to take care of them. Pack really well so that you can actually make sure that it is safe and it will reach safe. Maximum damages you can have is indicators or some scratches on the end of the handlebars or the side mirrors. Side mirrors, they suggest you to remove it. If you remove it, it's better. Apart from that, the bike will be safe on a truck or a train, mostly on a truck, because the truck doesn't have multiple loading points. It has only 2 loading points if it is a very long distance, and train keeps moving all the time, and these guys just throw luggage on the top of your bikes. So both has its advantages and disadvantages. So the best thing to go for is a truck, but the truck is a little more expensive, but it will get there. But the truck takes almost 10 days approximately for the bike to reach to the point, let's say Delhi. So you have to, from Chennai to Delhi, so you have to load your bike 10 days prior to the day you're departing to Delhi, which means the bike will be there almost when you're arriving at Delhi, so that your trip doesn't get stuck. And apart from that, this is the best thing to do. And yes, there is another option in truck. If you don't want to ride up to Manali, the best suggestion I would give you is take the bike, pack it to Manali, directly to Manali. I think Gatti and Safe Express does that from major cities like Chennai. Pack them up, send them directly to Manali, take a flight to Delhi, and then get a night Volvo. There's a lot of Volvo buses running around. Even if you go with the major tour operator, they will say Volvo ticket, transport and everything, which is basically they will buy a ticket and give it to you. That is your own money which you're paying them. Instead, you can buy that and you can also go there. It's completely normal. That's how it works there. It's completely normal. So you go there, get a Volvo ticket, get into the bus, comfortably arrive in the morning in in Manali. So your bike will be ready in Manali. You can take the bike and you can join. So this is the most easiest way to do. The cost for these things should be around 6,000 to 7,000 rupees one way. On a train, it's around, if it is below 350cc, it's around 2,600, something like that, from Chennai to Delhi. If it is more than 350cc, your bike has to be paid around 4,000 rupees one way on a train, which takes 2 days, and you have to make sure that everything goes well. You have to be next to the train literally when it's being packed and loaded, or else you might have a high chance that it might be missed and you need to sort out your things then. Okay, question number 3, preparation. medical wise and motorcycle wise. What are the preparations to be done for medical and motorcycle? I will get back to the preparation on materials which is required, which is going to be covered in this 10 topics, but this preparation is for medical and medical fitness and the bike's fitness. So basically, quickly coming down, carry a good first aid kit, very essential first aid kit, and a small compact one. Carry a nice little knife, gauze cloths, band-aids, cotton, like antiseptic solution like saline or Savlon, Dettol, something like that, and nice Bocadine, like the anti-infection cream, and cream which is antifungal, which is also for rashes, because you have had high cold temperatures with dry skin. Because of the high altitude with low moisture, you will have dry skin. So basically you might get rashes if you're doing shaving or cutting or trimming something or something like that. If you scratch or something, you might get into rashes. So basically you will have to treat rashes. Rashes are horrible in Himalayas, trust me. If you get into rashes, you will know that. So be prepared for that, and have painkillers. Painkillers are very important, and carry a lot of electrolytes. Electrolytes, I mean the best source of electrolytes which you can find easily is from a medical shop, which is Electrol or ORS, all these things. Buy it, drink it. Start drinking a lot of waters. This is going to be the secret of the whole trip. Start drinking a lot of water. You need to consume at least 3 to 5 liters a day. Let's be very clear. 3 to 5 liters a day of water is going to save you there. Nothing else. Medicines come next, but yes, this is going to be the thing. People with asthma, people with difficulties and many different things have to get a checkup and say, how is your condition? It is good, then it's good to go. It's not very difficult, but it can be handled. And ask your doctor what are the precautions if such things happen, so you can cover that without a worry. And if you have a partner traveling with you or a group, then you're more safer, because you have someone to give you the moral support and help you with things and everything when you are in a tough situation. You don't have to get stuck alone when you're dying in the Himalayas. No, I'm just joking. Nothing will happen. It's just be prepared, be more cautious. And yeah, medicine wise, carry the high altitude sickness medicines. There are a lot of medicines available. Buy one in Manali or wherever you want. If you're making a medical kit, buy from the home when you're starting. Then add up everything that is add up a high altitude pill, which is Diamox. Mostly suggested is Diamox, but there are a lot of high altitude pills that works. There is no problem. Get a high altitude pill, and just check if you have sulfur allergy. High altitude pills are made of sulfur base, and if you are allergic to sulfur, then make sure that is also taken care. Because there can be a lot of things that can go. The secret to Himalayan trip is that if it's the weakest link that will break. You think everything is strong and new. The weakest link which you said, this is going to be okay, that I will manage. That is the link which is going to break, and it will lead to a whole chain to break. So be careful, be cautious. And apart from that, yes, motorcycles preparation is very simple. If your bike is under 5 years, and it is under 25 to 30,000 kilometers, your bike is almost pretty new to handle this condition. But check the clutch. If it is half worn out, 20% worn out, change it. If your cables are 10% worn out, 20% worn out, change it. Tires brand new, brake shoes brand new, clutch brand new, engine oil brand new, and everything intact, bolt to bolt intact. And don't put random accessories on your bike. Like many people use the saddle stay and that and this. I would say keep your bike as light as possible. In case of a fall in a water crossing where you keep your feet on the bike gets tilted over, you need to save yourself, and you don't want to break your leg under the bike. You don't want to have such a bike. You will be riding a heavy bike. You will be wearing your gears. You will be you'll have a lot of luggage on the bike. It's very important to travel light and pack very efficiently. So that's how this is going to work. So keep your bike light. Don't put unnecessary accessories like saddle stay and frame and that and this. These things are start going to rattle as you proceed on your trip, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. Trust me, sorry for the word, but it is going to be a pain. It will make you feel difficult and it will be dragging you down slowly, one knot at a time. So keep the bike as intact as possible, as original as possible, as light as possible. Just with good tires, good clutches, cables and brakes and suspensions, and bolt to bolt, everything tight. That is the most important part for preparing your bike, and nothing else. Nothing else. You don't need fog lights. You're not doing Dakar in the night or raid the Himalayas in the night. You don't need. If you want a fog light, get it, but that is going to drain your battery. At high altitudes, the zero gravity batteries, they drain overnight as time goes by. So if your bike doesn't have a Kickstarter, you're gonna have a tough time. So plan accordingly. That said, I will the next point I'm actually about to say is that attachment to bikes. Point number 4, attachment to the bike. Attachment to the bike, which I mean not the accessories and the parts. And the attachment I'm saying, yeah, I take care of my bike like this. I lubricate my chain every 100 kilometers. I wash my bike every day. I polish my bike every day. Well, I'll tell you something. You are becoming a nomad when you're going into the land of no man. Your bike is going to be a horse. Literally a horse. You cannot polish and wash your horse every day out there. And you cannot do that. You have to take care of it, but you cannot polish it and make it shine every single day. That's not possible. And a horse is meant to go places, not to just do a cruise on a smooth road. A horse, it's a horse, literally. So it is meant to go anywhere, and keep that mentality. Keep your bike attached, but not very attached, like